Let's go. Every level of wealth in 13 minutes.
Imagine the world is represented by these bubbles.
Okay.
If we resize them according to the population size, we get this picture.
Oh.
I'm going to rank them from poorest to richest and show you how people live around the world.
Okay.
We'll start with farmers living with less than $2 per day and climb all the way to Elon Musk. And I'm gonna make a bet. You probably can't answer these two simple questions about the world. Fewer than 2% of my viewers got them right.
Okay.
Question 1. Where does the majority of the world population live? A. Low income, B. Middle income, or C. High income countries?
Oh, come
And
on
2,
now.
Since year 2000, has global wealth inequality
I'm not going to tell you my answers, but I easily know question 1's answer. Question
A,
2?
increased, B. Stayed the same, or C. Decreased?
Wealth inequality? Come on. Come on.
Hold on to your answers, we'll come back to them.
Got
This
you.
video was
Wait, let me. Okay. JB, it is so refreshing to see you still streaming, man. Bree, what the fuck? Bree, I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you last week. Kid you not. Kid you not. I was just talking about you. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's so awesome to see you. Wow. Love you, man. Like, for real, for real. Bree, you know it's all love. You know it ain't never go where. Look, your mod, you still got your mod. You know the love ain't. You know that. Family. You know that. Just keep pushing, girl. Keep pushing. Hey, we can make all the excuses in the world and they'll sound good to us too. But it won't stop you from doing what you really want to do. It won't stop you. It shouldn't stop you, you know? Keep doing your thing, girl. You still got the same number? You got the same number? Damn. That really made me smile. I'm really emotional, like it reminds me of years ago. And guess what? We just going boom, 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 boom. Keep stacking. We gonna keep stacking. Damn. Haven't seen you in like 4 years. Wow. It's love, girl. It's love. You know that. You know that. You all. This is family. You know. You can always. Yeah. Hey, and I say this a lot, but we're stuck together, guys. We are. We're stuck, but in a powerful way, because y'all going out in y'all life, man, getting jobs, moving, doing this. Some, people in the fam having kids, moving to different states and taking time off social media and shit. It's great. We love it. That's what you're supposed to do. But guess what? What's authentic will always shine. It would always shine. So that's why I'm never, we're never like overbearing, or we're never like pretentious when it comes to people who come in and out the fan, because we know what's going on. Like, Brie, you've been around since we got a whole nother channel, and you were there when we started the first channel, the first clips channel, or the fucking plug channel. You were there when we first made it, had memes every stream, every other stream, and now we got a new channel with different content, almost 30,000 subscribers. Come on now. Like, just keep doing your thing, girl. We love you. We love you.
Hold on to your answers, we'll come back to them. This video was inspired by the book Factfulness, and I also took inspiration from these videos. I'm gonna rank our countries starting at the bottom.
Yep.
According to the World Bank, the 10 countries with the lowest GDP per capita in the world
But
are
we'll talk though, Bree. We'll talk,
The more the bubbles are to the left, the lower the GDP per capita. And the country with the lowest GDP per capita is Burundi. Let's see how people...
Burundi. Yo, Strap. Geography major. Where's Burundi? Where is that?
live there.
Damn.
The median wage in Burundi is $1.80 per day. Each woman has an average of around 5 children.
Wow.
Child mortality is high, and 5% of children don't make it to 5 years old. Families are large, and most of them depend on agriculture to make a living. Most people live in rural areas, often in
Wait a minute. This might have been where Bill Fakes and Melinda Fakes did their foundation. It's literally on inside Bill Fakes' mind. Their Netflix special. They might have, I don't know if it was Burundi, but they went to Africa to clean the water and the irrigation system in Africa. Look it up.
houses made with mud bricks. The Gapminder Foundation documented how families live around the world and made their footage freely available. This family with 1 woman and 4 children had a total income of 90 cents per day.
Wow.
They live in a house with no electricity. Light comes from fire, which they also use to cook. This family sleeps on a bed made of straw, and this is their toilet.
You wanna talk about being humble? Huh? You wanna talk about being humble, people? Come on.
To find water, they need to walk to natural sources and carry that water back home. Most families in Burundi live in extreme poverty, and that's also true for most people in these countries. But so far, our chart only includes about 3.6% of the world population. I'm going to keep adding more countries until we get to about a quarter of the population.
Yeah, we could do that, Bert. Yeah.
We get mostly African countries like Ethiopia and Nigeria, and Asian countries like Pakistan and Bangladesh. I'm going to pick Bangladesh and see how people live there.
Okay, Bangui. We're going to Bangui.
The median income in Bangladesh is $4.78 per day.
Dang.
Each woman has an average of 2.3 children. This family has 5 people, and they live in a house with a metal roof. They have beds, they have access to a pipe well, which is how most people get their water in Bangladesh. They have a toilet and a place to wash their hands. They also have basic phones. Their house has electricity, like more than 99% of households in Bangladesh. This might not sound like a big deal, but in Portugal, a high-income country in the country where I'm from, if we go back to 1970, only 64% of the population had access to electricity. Some people think that countries like Bangladesh will always stay poor, but the reality is that Bangladesh, in some aspects, is already more developed than the Portugal my parents grew up in. If we go back to our bubbles and add colors based on the income level according to the World Bank, we see that even though we're at the bottom 23% of the population, most countries in this chart are not considered low income. Bangladesh is considered medium income, or lower middle income to be precise.
Lower middle income.
Most of the world population lives in middle income countries. A question that only
Okay.
precise. Most of the world population lives in middle income countries.
Well, I said low.
A question that only 27% of my audience got right. I also got it wrong. In 2000, 29% of
Yeah, me
people
too.
lived in extreme poverty.
Me too.
Nowadays, that percentage has fallen to less than a third. In a single generation, billions transition out of poverty.
I'm sick of this, man. Yo, let me tell y'all JB's philosophy, right? Big on philosophy, psychology, right? JB's philosophy is inflation, price, cost of something that is grabbed from our imagination, is grabbed from our placebo effect, is grabbed from our psyche. Okay? Stay with me here. If it's grabbed from our minds, meaning we put the meaning and the emphasis on this dollar, this is what $5 is, this is what $10, $20, $100 means, then we give it power. So since inflation is always going to go up and down at the stock market, paper is not backed by nothing. What we need to focus on, you need to focus on and control, is the abundant amount of money and currency that you can manifest. It ain't going nowhere. Hello? When you weren't thought of and you weren't even a sperm, inflation was still going on years before you, decades before you. And guess what? When my brother and y'all's nieces, nephews, cousins, and little siblings and shit, they're 20, when they're 25, when they're 30, they're going to go through a different type of inflation. Like, yo, it's you only can control what you can control, bro. And that's why, like, I just don't believe in a penny saved is a penny earned. I don't believe in them type of old ass philosophies. Why? Because it makes you always hesitant. You're always hesitant. You're always in fear, like in scarce. And I ain't with that, bro. I ain't with that, man. Just make money. Just have money come flow to you like air. Have money flow to you like water. Now, I'm sure some of y'all think, well, JB, nigga, that ain't that easy as you proclaiming it to be. Well, I'm going to tell you what is simple. It's not easy. What's simple to do? To cut out shit in your life that's severing you from that. That's what's simple to do. That's what's simple. Like, bro. Man, everybody want to be so fucking impressionable to other bitches, to other niggas. I want to have this new shit for the niggas. I want to flex and show my bag off to the niggas. I never understood that. I never will. I cannot get behind that. I don't give a fuck. What J. Cole said, designer or not, I just put your bitch with no lineup in Crocs. What does it matter? What does it matter? So many people lack self. It's just So, moral of all it is, make an abundance of money. Know how to attract money into your life. So, when there is something that comes up, right, you may need a new car battery. That may be nothing but, between $75 and $200. You know what I'm saying? Boom, you can pay that. Let's say you got to get a whole new car, your engine fucks up. Or you want to get a whole new engine, you want to keep the car, whatever. That may run you a couple $1,000s. You can do that. That's power. That's the power. You know? Should I save or spend and borrow? That's a good question. I'm going to answer it like this. Credit. Credit. Credit, credit, credit. You are 18. I don't think you have a credit card. I don't think. Y'all should get credit cards. Those y'all do not have credit cards, get one yesterday. Don't just get any credit card, though. Okay? I'm not about to tell y'all exactly what credit card to get. Do your own research. But at the same time, the best credit cards, the best beginner credit cards to get to build your credit. You can see your FICO score on that bitch. Capital One, Discovery, I wouldn't say American Express. I wouldn't say American Express. But I like to go for banks that are in a lot of states, majority of states in the United States. If you live somewhere different, then boom, right? But that's what I like to get. That's what I like to focus on. So my first credit card was Capital One. I still have Capital One. I had 2 credit cards. Now I have one. And my credit score is really good. Yeah, bro. I don't got no credit. Everybody has credit. You just don't know about it. Everybody got credit. Everybody got credit. It's like you showing up for school. That's the bare minimum. That's what credit is. You got credit just by being here. AKA Social Security number. It's just like nothing, right? But the first ways to go and I'm having such a deja vu moment because I literally talked about credit cards with some of y'all in the fam, really. But bro, ask Unc. Ask Unc. Shit. Ask Unc. It's about that time, son. Bruh. Credit. To answer your question, credit. Bro. Because if you're saving, quote unquote, what are you saving for? What are you saving it to do? Because when you don't give money a plan, the money is going to do whatever you want it to do. And that's not good when you have no plan. That is no good when you have no plan about the money. For instance, my first thing that I wanted to do when I really took my money and credit score and my finances serious, I didn't watch no video. I didn't ask nobody, which is, I don't recommend. Well, I asked my mom eventually, about credit cards, but that was until I moved out. I don't recommend that. I recommend asking and doing your own research. I did my own research too, but I got me a shoebox. Y'all know my story. Shoebox. I cut a fucking slit at the top to put cash in, and every single paycheck, I put all my money, every last dollar in that bitch. Every last dollar. Every last dollar. But I knew my main thing was moving out. I already had a car. Had to get my license. I already had a car. Paid off too. Shout out my grandma Mabel. Okay? At the same token, I knew what my money was going towards. I spent a little bit of my money on a new PC and an extra monitor. That's it. That's it. That's all. That is it and that's all. Everything else went to my crib. So I can get my own card at 18. Bro, I got my own card at 16. 16, junior in high school. Yes. I just spent it. I wasn't driving, so I'd be with my boys. We go to the mall or something, buy them some food. Boom, I'm building a rapport. I'm using it. I'm putting my credit to use. And what else? Yeah, if my homeboy was driving, shit, I'd throw in some gas money. So, bro, I wouldn't be spending too much. At the time I probably had mind you, my credit was good. Bro, I had $1,000, quote unquote. That's what they want you to believe. I had $1,000 when I was 16. What's up, Jacob, bro? I had $1,000 at 16, man. Built my credit score up. So by the time I'm ready to move out, bitch, I got an 800 credit score. I got an 800 credit score, bro. I filled out an online app for Capital One credit card, got denied. Bro, we're gonna have to talk, old dog. We're gonna have to talk, bro. But ask Unc first. He in your crib, you know what I'm saying? You see Unc every goddamn day, and he got money. Not even come on, he's an adult who's making, bro. Don't be afraid to ask, bro. You 18, nigga. You about to graduate high school, bro, and go to college and do what? Them niggas not gonna teach you. Them niggas not gonna teach you, bro. They're gonna teach you how to be more of an educated SLAVE. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that don't because I was I was a authorized user. Mm-hmm. But credit, to answer your question. I'll say credit.
And while that was happening, another quiet transformation took place. Millions of people transitioned out of their poor problem-solving skills with Brilliant, the sponsor of this video.
Okay, that was kind of tough. But gotta skip on that.
Africa and Latin America. Let's see how people live in Indonesia.
Indonesia.
The median wage is around $6 per day, and
Damn.
women have on average around 2 children. Most families now live in urban areas, not rural. As countries develop, the population tends to migrate from the countryside into urban areas. This family of 4 lives in a house with a bathroom, a kitchen, bedrooms, and other amenities we didn't see in the previous income levels. Motorbikes are a common means of transportation, and most people have access to internet and use smartphones. We're entering the richer half of the world. We now get
Ecuador,
mostly
Paraguay,
upper middle income
Indonesia.
countries from Latin America, Eastern Europe, Africa, and Asia, including China. Let's pick Brazil.
Oh shit. Brazil.
The median wage in Brazil is about $13 per day. And in Brazil, women have on average 1.6 children. For the first
Ain't that interesting? Ain't that interesting? So with these studies, it's safe to say that the more populated but the less wealthy and less rich, the poorer families had more kids. So people of scientific background, they're going to look at that and say, these people are bored and they're poor. So it's synonymous to say that when people are bored, they're poor. And when they're poor, they're bored. So when they're bored, I don't mind. They just be fucking. They just be having sex. But over there, they barely had Wi-Fi. They don't have internet, But when it increases the pay per day, the less kids they have. Because they're working with more amenities to pay more things off.
First time, we get a fertility rate below the replacement level. Wealthier countries tend to have lower fertility rates.
Right.
Although hunger is still a problem in Brazil, more people die from obesity than undernutrition. As countries develop, the percentage of obese population also tends to increase. At this level of income, it's now common for people to have a car and a computer. Brazil is above the global average, but still far from the world's richest. If we add more bubbles, we start getting high-income countries.
Maldives. Uh-oh.
We're now at 90% of the world's population, and I'm gonna pick Spain.
Ooh.
The median income is $41 per day.
Okay.
In countries like Spain, most people live in good quality housing.
Right.
They have access to decent healthcare, social security, and public facilities. At this tier,
Wait, let me see something right quick. This is what I do not know. Okay, free healthcare where citizens and permanent residents have access to healthcare services without direct out-of-pocket costs. So these are countries like UK, Canada, Australia, Scandinavian countries like Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Finland. I see. Okay.
you also start getting the freedom to travel to almost everywhere. A Spanish citizen can travel to a total of 189 countries visit-free. For most of the world, that is not the case. If we look at the passport index of every country, we see that lower.
I'm an authorized user on this card. Okay. This is kind of a very interesting spot to be in right now. But you know what bank y'all are with? And look, like let's say Unc was watching right now. Unc, by no means, brother, by no means am I attempting to, infiltrate, goddamn, be in the mix with, by no means. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this to assist. I'm doing this to help. I'm doing what I can. I teach what's taught. Whenever I get, I give. Whenever I learn, I teach. That's just who I am. Now, if you know what bank y'all are with, then you can download the app, boom bop da bam, and you can see well, you have to make an account if you don't have one, but you're going to have to make an account and then you can see your credit score. Imagine Unc on stream. Hey, look. Dog, no, I've been saying for years, shout out to Unc. I've been saying shout out Unc. Doing his big one. You know what I'm saying? Doing his big one. Doing his big one for JB the fan. Word up. So, yeah. But Strap, like, he gets cash, bro. He gets cash. You know. And also, too, dog, like, you know, allow things to unfold naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, don't force the knowledge or don't force shit. But at the same time, like, you know, you're around that space. So we're kind of getting you ready. We're kind of getting you ready to be in those, you know what I'm saying? In those conversations. Like, because I'm be honest, y'all, this shit is fun. It's fun. It is. Even when you don't have and you're on the way to getting, and then when you have, it's even more fun. Like, once you got it down pat, like, your system's in place, you know? Like, dog, every Saturday you work, you mark up how much money you are getting every Saturday. And then you have a set, now you break it up in percentages. So you have a certain number that you're not going to go past. Right? You have a certain number you're not going to go past. And everything else, it stays. It stays. And you just keep building on that. Same thing with credit. Same thing with, I don't even fuck with debit cards, bro. Like, bro, you speak to rich and wealthy motherfuckers, bro, debit cards. That's hilarious. That's funny. It's high school shit. I got 2 debit cards, bro. I got, but also, my debit card is literally only used for some subscriptions. Well, no, I don't have subscriptions. What the fuck? Like, my rent is through my debit card. Sometimes I pay my Wi-Fi bill through my debit card. But that's just, yeah. Your debit card is an ATM, literally. Your credit card is not. Your credit card is your way to the wealth, nigga. That's why you can't just go to an ATM with your credit card and try to get cash out. You got to have specific type of credit cards to have cash back credit. It's different, bro. It's different. Need more haters. Need them now. Come on.
Poor income countries have a lower number of destinations they can visit without a visa.
Need them.
The freedom to travel the world depends on the income level of your country. Despite having good living standards compared to the rest of the world, many people in these countries haven't enjoyed the economic growth we got in countries like Bangladesh or Indonesia. I spoke with economist Branko Milanovic, one of the researchers behind a famous chart explaining this. It's called the elephant curve. On the x-axis, we have the income percentile of the global population. The chart shows us how much income has grown across the population in the 20 years up to 2008. The people around the 50th percentile of income, mostly people in Asia, saw big gains. But then for the Western middle class, the curve flatlines.
People who are around the 75th, 80th percentile of the world income distribution, which means they are richer than the Chinese, had very slow growth, and in many cases actually growth of close to 0% per year over 20 years.
And meanwhile, the global top 1% captured a large share of the growth, riding the wave of globalization. In recent years, the curve becomes smoother, but the pattern still holds. Many in the West feel stuck, while much of Asia has moved up. Let's move higher.
Uh-oh, here we go. Big money.
In the final 10% of the world's population, we find the wealthiest countries such as the US.
Qatar.
The median wage in the US is about $62 per day. Living standards are not super different from the previous year,
Nope.
but people can afford more things here. Americans tend to have bigger houses, bigger cars, and they can buy more things in general.
That's all they can do. That's all they can do.
Most Americans are quite rich compared to the rest of the world.
It
Right.
is 11 to 12% of Americans who are in the global top 1%.
Wow.
And I think many of them don't realize it.
But this doesn't mean every American is rich. So far, we've only been looking at country averages, but inside each of these bubbles, there are both rich people and poor people.
Of course.
We need to look at the inequality within countries. The bubbles now show how much income the top 10% earn in each country. In the US, the top 10% get 47% of the income. The country with the highest income inequality is South Africa, where the top 10% get 65% of the income. And we're talking about income, which tells you how much money someone earns. But we should also look at the wealth, the accumulated worth of everything you own. It includes your savings, but also your house, your car, and your investments, making it arguably a better indicator of inequality.
Right.
If we switch the chart from income to wealth inequality, the gap becomes even bigger.
Ooh.
South Africa also has the highest wealth inequality, with the top 10% holding almost 86% of the total wealth.
Damn.
On the other end, in the Netherlands, they own 45%. Wealth inequality within countries has generally increased in the last decades. Each country has a different trend, but in the US, the top 10% owns 71% of the wealth in 2021, more than 25 years
And
earlier.
it's only getting bigger.
This number also went up in all of the world's top 10 economies. This can have negative impacts.
Damn, look at China.
Several economists argue that the more unequal
Woo, woo. See, it ain't fair, y'all. Look at this graph. Shit not fair. Motherfuckers around this bitch playing. Look at Canada. Look at Canada's graph. Oh my good night, Irene. Holy Mackies, bro. Shit not fair, y'all. It's not, bro. That's yeah, it is. Shit, y'all and you, well. Yeah, France, Italy, Canada. Yeah, y'all doing solid. UK too, a little bit. But man, wealth owned by the top 10%, bro. God almighty.
society, the weaker its institutions tend to become over time. The World Inequality Report argues that this was not inevitable, but a political choice. They argue that in the 80s, leaders like Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher pushed a series of policies that made private wealth go up and public wealth go down. So their argument here is that if governments own less, then in theory they're less capable of tackling inequality. But from now on, we're not going to talk
heard
about
that?
countries and
Heard that?
public wealth go down.
Heard that?
So their argument here is that if governments own less, then in theory they're less capable of tackling inequality.
And so the working people have so much to say about the rich and wealthy. Let's just say fuck rich, wealthy. They can't comprehend it. So all they can do is just spew dirt on it. They don't. When Trump came out and laughed and he said that he pays a couple $100s, a couple $1,000s in taxes a year, and he's a multi fucking trillionaire, gazillionaire. That sent motherfuckers in an uproar. How the hell I'm paying it? This nigga paying $400 annually. $400 annually. Why? Of course, investments. But credit. It's IOUs, I borrow use, build this, build that, invest in that. Take what you just gave me that I didn't have, and then put it into something that will appreciate. 2, 4, 6, 8, watch this factory so they appreciate. Man, you niggas crazy, man. You niggas crazy.
But from now on, we're not going to talk about countries anymore. We're entering global wealth tiers.
Oh shit. Here we go.
If your wealth is
Wait, why is Elon fussed? I mean, even though he is the nigga damn con, but that nigga, bro, that nigga Elon is above billionaire.
We're entering global wealth.
Oh my God.
If your wealth is at least $1 million, then you're part of the global 1%.
Your
This could
wealth.
mean having
Okay.
$1 million in your bank account or just owning an expensive house. There are 82 million people in this group, and they own 38% of the world's wealth.
Uh-oh.
To make it to the top 0.01%, you need a wealth of at least $21 million.
Shit.
There are about 800,000 people in this group, and they own 11% of the world's wealth. It's estimated that private jets are used by about 0.003% of the population, which would be about 30% of this group.
Ooh.
If your
Billionaire.
wealth is at least $1 billion, then you're considered a billionaire. There are roughly 3,000 billionaires in the world, and they own 3% of the world's wealth. Over the years, the wealth of global billionaires has gone up, and the same is true for the people in the previous tier. But one billionaire takes the number one position on Forbes.
And who's that?
As of the making of this video, Elon Musk is the wealthiest person in the world with a net worth of almost $400 billion. Between 2020 and 2024, Elon Musk's wealth grew at an average rate of $1,300 per second. If Elon Musk saw a $100 bill on the floor, it would literally not be worth his time to pick it up. So now that we've reached the top, let's revisit question 2. Has global inequality gone up since 2000? Most of my audience said yes, and that makes sense. We've seen the rise of billionaires in the top 0.01% and increasing inequality within countries. But the answer, to my own surprise, is C. Global inequality
That's
has
what I
actually
said.
gone down.
That's what I said.
But how's that possible?
To be very sort of blunt, reducing inequality between Malawi and the UK is much more important than reducing inequality within the UK.
Although inequality within countries went up in many regions, the inequality between countries has gone down. The global top 10% now owns 74% of the wealth, which is less than before.
But
And the bottom 50% own 2.1% of the wealth.
oh my fucking goodness, man. Oh my goodness, bro. I'm gonna leave that right there, y'all. Holy smackies. Wealth owned by the top 10. Look at that, y'all. Does that make you mad? Does that make you want to work harder? Does that make you want to? It should make you want to work harder, because that's the idea. Yeah, work harder. Do this. Do more. Do you think these motherfucking millionaires do more? Do you think these billionaires do more? And it's not about, okay, because this is what I want to have a conversation with y'all. It's not about thinking what they will do. Please, because especially our community, we have chastised and tore down so many rich and wealthy individuals because we don't have it. We don't got it. Okay? You can be a billionaire at your pace and at your level. You can be a millionaire. You can be a multimillionaire, but at your pace and at your level. So you don't need to take the qualities of, I'm saying all the qualities of a wealthy person being a dick, stepping on people to get higher in life, belittling people to get higher in life, disrespecting the integrity of people. You don't got to do that. You don't got to do that to be a millionaire, a multimillionaire, or even a billionaire. Holy shit, with the B, that's doing your biggest, mud, your biggest, capital B. But that is one of the biggest conversations in all of this. Like, you can achieve it, you can do it, but during that process, you don't have to have the same qualities and personality traits as somebody who's already there. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. God. How does this make y'all feel right here, though? How does this make y'all feel right here, man? Wealth owned. Bro, that's a great grade. This is a phenomenal. Hey, look, this is more than passing in school. Shit. I'm going to the next level. Even in college, you get this on your college, bachelor, goddamn associate, doctoral degree. Shit, you there? You in? Almost 75%, y'all. You gotta step over a couple motherfuckers. A couple. You gotta step over step on generations of motherfuckers. Now that's a fact. Now that's a fact. Man.
Which is less than before. And the bottom 50% own 2.1% of the wealth.
Imagine you're not graduating, but imagine, y'all, just imagine for a second. Bro, that's like putting your name and the date. No. Bro, that is putting your name, the date, and just squiggling shit on the test. Yo, imagine having a 2 as a grade in school. Desperate at you, so damn stupid. Stupid. A 2. I made a fire ass video too a couple nights ago, y'all, that y'all gotta listen to a lot of times, cause time's getting real tricky. Whole lot of booby traps going on. You cannot get blinded by the boobies. Cannot get blinded by the headlights.
Which is not much, but still higher than in 2000. Developing countries are catching up. If we go back to 1990, the bubble chart looked like this. Almost 40% of the world lived in low-income countries. As the years passed, billions climbed out of poverty, and now most of the world lives in middle-income countries. This doesn't mean that people aren't struggling or that we shouldn't worry about rising inequality within countries, but personally, I also think it's important that we acknowledge the progress that has been made. Most people, myself included, fail these questions because we don't have an accurate picture of the world. That's the video for today. Thank you for watching. This one took a bit longer with all the data animations. If you were able to get both questions of the survey correct without reading the book Factfulness, I'm curious about how you did. If you'd like
W
to see
video.
more data, consider subscribing to the channel, and thank you to our patrons.
W video. I likes that. Great edits.